Breaking news, Alysa Liu has just won gold at the Milan Olympics for figure skating in the individual competition. She delivered the U.S.'s first medal in women's figure skating since 2002. The Department of Homeland Security, which oversees ICE and Border Patrol, is now shut down as funding for it lapsed on Saturday, February 14th. There is hope for a crucial Chester hospital as a new buyer enters the picture.
Today, co-anchor Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, has now been missing for nearly 3 weeks with no sign of her return anytime soon. The Trump administration has been accused of a continuing cover-up regarding millions of documents associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Welcome to WOO TV. I'm Allison Padula, and this is Alexis Hilton.
The funding for the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, which oversees ICE and Customs and Border Protection, has lapsed Saturday, causing the department to shut down. Republicans and Democrats are still at odds on how to proceed with the funding, with Democrats wanting reform and more restrictions on ICE. On Monday, Dems sent a counteroffer that argued again to rein in ICE. They argued for the end of roving patrols, a use of force code for immigration enforcement agents, and requiring agents to not wear masks and to use body cameras. Congress is away from Washington this week for recess, but they would be called back should an agreement be reached. Meanwhile, DHS, CBP, and ICE will continue operating as normal due to the $75 billion funding from President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which was passed last year. But DHS also includes the Transportation Security Administration, the Coast Guard, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the departments where the shutdown will be felt the most. The employees will be working unpaid for the duration of the shutdown. Lawmakers are not set to return to Washington until February 23rd. Former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has accused the Trump administration of a continuing cover-up regarding the release of millions of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein.
My husband has said he took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited and totally unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public because let's make this transparent.
Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton together have stated that they want everyone to be treated fairly and that the scrutiny directed towards her and her husband was being used to divert attention from President Donald Trump, who is mentioned more than 1,000 times in the documents. This comes as the department's inconsistency with redactions of names and details in the millions of released documents are said to be protecting powerful men by members of Congress who are prompting for the unredacted version of the files to be released.
Nancy Guthrie has now been missing for nearly 3 weeks. There are currently no updates on her whereabouts or her condition. Nancy Guthrie, mother of the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, was taken from her Arizona home the night of January 31st. Since the disappearance, multiple ransom notes have been sent out to news outlets such as TMZ and Cold News. The Guthrie family has responded to these notes, begging for information regarding Nancy's health. Nancy relies on a pacemaker and medications for daily function, which has led loving fans to be very concerned about Nancy's condition. Home security footage was released of a masked individual outside of Nancy's home on the night of her disappearance. A glove was found 2 miles away from the home that was believed to belong to the masked suspect. It was concluded to not be a DNA match. The FBI has said they have collected over 13,000 tips, but have not confirmed if any of these tips have furthered the investigation. Philadelphia, get ready to celebrate this summer for America's 250th anniversary. The city of brotherly love is gearing up to host America's 250th celebration with pride. The National Constitution Center is set to open 2 new exhibits this week. The team at the Constitution Center has been working on these interactive exhibits for over 2 years, and they are sure not to disappoint. America's oldest hospital, Penn Medicine, is set to become a museum that will open to the public in May 2026. Penn Hospital will celebrate by turning its historic pine building into a museum with exhibits that connect Penn medical history to modern breakthroughs.
Prospect Medical closed Chester Medical Center 9 months ago when it declared bankruptcy, and Chester residents are still without a hospital and are traveling over half an hour to get care. This closure has left Chester without a 24/7 medical center, causing a drastic increase in travel time for emergency patients. People who require emergency medical care either must travel to Philadelphia or Wilmington or call one of the 3 ambulances that were secured through a contract that ends this April. Chariot Equities and Alaire Health Services recently bought the closed hospital and plan to bring back essential health care to the area. However, Chester Mayor Stefan Roots has said that there is a lot of work to be done to bring back the hospital. A heated rivalry enters a new era as the popular convenience store Sheetz has finally opened its first store in Wawa territory in Montgomery County. This new store only fuels the rivalry between the two, with the new Sheetz opening right across the street from a Wawa in Limerick. A line was wrapped around the building before the store opened its doors at 8 a.m. The employees held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the official opening. Throughout the morning, Sheetz was crowded with customers, every pump full, and the store was giving away free coffee and soda the entire day. The store is also collecting canned goods to donate to Philabundance.
The rock salt used to melt snow and ice is now seeping into the drinking water supply. John Jackson, a senior scientist at Stroud Water Research Center, stated salt in the waterways has been doubling about every 20 years. Rock salt used during snowstorms washes into major local drinking water sources, including the Schuylkill River and the Delaware River. Because rock salt is sodium chloride, a main ingredient in table salt, it can pose serious health risks. Dr. Arthur Frank, an environmental health expert at Drexel University, said it's especially hazardous for people in high-risk groups, but excess salt is a potential danger for everyone. Salt causes the body to retain water, increasing blood volume and raising potential health risks. The Philadelphia Water Department, the region's largest water provider, says it is closely monitoring salt levels to ensure the water meets federal and state standards. Officials also note that residents may notice a slightly salty taste over the next few days. Doctors advise those on salt-restricted diets to consider using household water filters or drinking bottled water as a precaution. Hopefully, we'll be using less rock salt with the temperatures rising this week. Our weather anchor, Jaden Crutchfield, is live outside Old Main with more details.
Thank you, Allison. My name is Jaden Crutchfield, and this is your live weather hit. I'm currently standing outside of Old Main, where it is a surprisingly warm 43 degrees, although this evening we will have some rain. Widener Wayne is wearing his hat and coat, but he should really have his umbrella. We'll learn more about this in the Weather Center with Gage Grace, but first, let's go to sports with Anthony.
Coming up at the sports desk, the Sixers make some moves during the All-Star break, and the Phillies make an historic addition to the team as spring training approaches. All that and more after the short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Wherever you go at Widener, you've always got your pride. Everywhere you go, and behind everything you do. And before you know it, you are working in your field, realizing your life's ambitions before you even leave Widener.
If you have a dream, come join us.
Widener University. Many roars,
one pride.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Anthony Fedeli. Say goodbye to the NovaCare complex. The Philadelphia Eagles have officially renamed their South Philadelphia headquarters the Jefferson Health Training Complex as part of an extended multi-year partnership with Jefferson Health and Select Medical's NovaCare Rehabilitation. The facility, which the Eagles have called home since 2001, serves as the team's practice site, main offices, locker rooms, and draft room. NovaCare will stay on the team as a physical therapy partner, and Jefferson Health remains the practice jersey patch sponsor. So while the name is new, the relationships are as strong as ever. Over the All-Star break, the Sixers made two roster moves. First, the team signed two-way forward Jabari Walker to a new 2-year contract. Walker earned his deal after maxing out the games allowed on his previous two-way contract. The Sixers also brought back veteran guard Cameron Payne to a contract that will last the rest of the season. Payne spent the second half of the 2024 season with the 76ers, playing a crucial role in 30 games. He was most recently playing for Partizan Belgrade in Serbia. Amid spring training, the Phillies have made a historic move. Reports say Philadelphia has reached a pre-agreement with 11-year-old Venezuelan shortstop David Basabe, a member of the 2031 international class, for a $1.8 million bonus. Because it is a pre-agreement, the deal is not yet finalized or paid. Instead, the Phillies have committed those funds for him in the future. At just 11 years old, Basabe becomes the youngest player ever to secure a pre-agreement with a major league organization. Both Widener swim teams wrapped up their seasons with fifth-place finishes at the MAC Championships in Newark, Pennsylvania this past weekend. On the men's side, sophomore Sean Leon was the star of the meet, defending his conference title in the 500-yard freestyle and adding silver medals in both the 200-yard free and the 1650-yard free. The men finished 5th out of 11 teams with 801.5 points. The women's program also landed 5th, matching their counterparts in a strong showing for the Pride at the Graham Aquatic Center. Congratulations to Widener women's basketball senior Ava Baer, who earned herself MAC Player of the Week. Over the past 2 games, Baer tallied a total of 45 points and 16 rebounds, noting her career-high 23-point performance on Senior Day, leading her team to a 2-0 week as playoffs approach. This past weekend, the Widener cheerleading team traveled to Misericordia in Dallas, Pennsylvania for the MAC Championships. The Pride competed in 3 competitions: the traditional, game day, and partner stunt. Widener was able to pull away with a first-place finish in the traditional division, defeating Misericordia for the first time since 2020. That's all for the sports desk. Let's send it over to Lola Geyer with World News.
Coming up in World News, Bangladesh elects their new prime minister, and Lunar New Year celebrations kick off across the world. Stay tuned.
Let's go Pride!
Welcome to World News, where we cover the biggest stories from around the world. I'm Lola Geyer. Bangladesh have just sworn in their new Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, who is a leader of the Nationalist Party. Rahman is the son of former Prime Minister Khalida Zia and assassinated President Ziaur Rahman. Rahman will have to take on immediate challenges, as many are desperate to restore political stability after the previous government had been toppled. While Rahman won the election with 2/3 of the votes, he faces some backlash by groups choosing to boycott the ceremony and controversies of corruption. The Winter Olympics are currently underway in Italy, as 116 events will be held in just 19 days of competition in over 2.5 weeks. Currently, Norway is on the top of the medal table with 34 medals. Some highlights from the USA include Amber Glenn being the first openly queer woman in figure skating to win a gold medal, Alana Mayers-Taylor winning gold in bobsled, while also being a mother of two and now the oldest individual gold medalist in Winter Olympics history. And the women's ice hockey team just won gold over Canada. On Friday, you could tune in to watch events like bobsledding, ice hockey, and speed skating. Lunar New Year celebrations have just kicked off in China and around the world, as it is the most important annual holiday in China. This year, they celebrate the Year of the Horse, one of the 12 of the animals that make up the Chinese zodiac. Some of the festivities include visiting popular temples to pray for happiness in the coming year, traditional dances and foods, as well as fireworks shows. The Year of the Fire Horse in 2026 is expected to experience fiery challenges and big changes. Your zodiac animal is determined by your year of birth. For me, I'm the year of the rooster. That's all for now. Alexis, what's your Chinese zodiac sign?
I'm the year of the rooster too. Thanks, Lola. Warner Brothers Discovery is in discussions with Paramount regarding a potential acquisition. They are also considering plans to reopen discussions for competing with Netflix and making changes to their streaming platform. Senior representatives from Paramount are open to meetings to discuss company shares. Warner Brothers Discovery continues to recommend that its shareholders participate in special votes, with a meeting scheduled for March 20th to approve the proposed deal. Ultimately, Paramount aims to acquire the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery. Monday, February 16th, hundreds of people gathered in Philadelphia's Chinatown to celebrate the Lunar New Year. The celebration recognizes this year as the Year of the Horse and features a parade including traditional lion dances, fireworks, and numerous cultural performances. Interim CEO Ken Cook of fast food giant Wendy's has confirmed that the chain will be closing 5 to 6% of its stores nationwide as part of a larger downsizing plan. Cook reported in a November quarterly earnings call that Wendy's would be closing a mid-single-digit percentage of its nearly 6,000 locations nationwide. On a February call, he reported that as a part of the 6% reduction plan, the chain had closed 28 restaurants in the last quarter of 2025. With this reduction, around 360 restaurants will be set to close, though Wendy's has not announced a list of set locations slated to be closed.
Calling all LEGO lovers and collectors, LEGO has just unveiled new Star Wars sets, Peanut Snoopy, and other new sets at the 2026 Toy Fair. These new sets include ones coming from the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Snoopy's Doghouse, and sets of various scenes and vehicles from the Star Wars series. Many of these sets will be available for purchase on March 1st, 2026, but if you can't wait until then, pre-orders for the sets are already available on the LEGO website. On Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026, the crew aboard the International Space Station celebrated love and adventure in the cosmos. Originally, the team consisted of 7 brave astronauts, but due to a medical issue, 4 had to return to Earth early, leaving the excitement in the hands of the remaining crew. This incredible team was all set to embark on an exhilarating 8 to 9 month scientific research mission, pushing the boundaries of space exploration.
The beloved animated adult sitcom The Simpsons has reached its 800th episode. The 800th episode, A Rational Treasure, aired last Sunday. The Simpsons have been around since 1987, where they debuted as a series of shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show. Show creator Matt Groening credits the show's longevity to the fact that every show has its own story, with no overarching story. Nancy Cartwright, voice of Bart Simpson, said, "It's become such a part of my lifestyle. I'm used to doing it all the time, and I'm not looking forward to the day when we're done." The episode itself is based in Philadelphia and features Homer visiting prominent Philly tourist destinations such as Pat's, Gino's, D'Alessandro's, Boathouse Row, the Rocky Statue, the Betsy Ross House, the Mutter Museum, and Wawa. He also got the chance to meet the Philly fanatic and Gritty. Are you a fan of Pokemon or card collecting? Social media star Logan Paul just hit it big with his new Guinness World Record for the auction of a trading card. Specifically, Logan had hit a record of selling a $16.5 million rare Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card, which is inherently a holy grail for collectors. At the auction, Logan contained the card in a custom-cased diamond necklace and placed it on the neck of winning bidder A.J. Scaramucci, a venture capitalist and son of former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci. And now let's head to the Weather Center to see this week's forecast with Gage Grace.
Thank you so much, Alexis. My name is Gage Grace, and this is your weekly weather forecast with the Weather Center. Tomorrow, we're going to start off with some cloudiness and a nice 39 degrees in the morning. Around noon, it's going to be cloudy again with a 46 degrees, and around the evening, it's going to be cloudy with 44. Saturday is going to be cloudy and a high of 48 and a low of 35. Sunday, it's going to be a mix of snow and rain with a high of 38 and a low of 32. Monday, it's going to be snowy with a high of 38 and a low of 28. Tuesday, just going to be cloudy with a high of 37 and a low of 25. And Wednesday, it's going to be rainy with a high of 43 and a low of 25. Thank you so much for listening to your weather update, and stay tuned because we'll be back right after this break.
Here's a look at some of the exciting Widener events happening around campus this semester. Starting from February 19th to Thursday, March 19th, Widener will be supporting students participating in Ramadan by providing daily meals for breakfast during sahur, or pre-dawn meals. If you are participating, all breakfast boxes should be picked up at the Pride Cafe only during dinner time. Each box that will be provided will cost one meal swipe and changed daily, generally including different mixes of non-perishable items like bagels, nuts, granola bars, and more. To ensure food safety, the boxes will contain only non-perishable items that do not require refrigeration.
On February 21st from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., girls in grades 9th to 12th are invited to spend the day exploring engineering and computer science careers. Students will have the opportunity to speak to volunteers from Widener School of Engineering and the Philadelphia section of the Society of Women Engineers.
On Monday, February 23rd, Widener University is hosting a criminal justice career and internship showcase. The event will be held in Latham Hall from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The event is open to all current students at Widener University. The event is an opportunity for students to meet professionals in a wide range of criminal justice fields. The dress code is business casual or professional, and make sure to bring your resume. Refreshments will be served. The event is free and you can register for it on the Handshake app. Needing a break from the stress of spring semester? Come hang out outside the University Center, Room A, on Thursday, February 26th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and enjoy the Mental Health Vibe Check. Open to all Widener students, this event is focused on supporting students' mental health and connecting with helpful resources. Students will be provided with a confidential mental health screening with personalized feedback. Students can also learn more about campus mental health resources, pick up wellness materials, and connect with CAPS counseling service staff. There is no registration required for this event, and everyone is welcome. Widener Day Open House is coming up soon on Sunday, March 1st, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is open to prospective, admitted, and incoming undergraduate students. Students will start at the University Center and will get a glimpse into the Widener experience and to find out what makes the Widener campus community so special. Students will get personal connections and conversations. Student-led campus tours, academic and career success insights, admissions, financial aid, and affordability guidance. RSVP on Widener's website is required to be part of Widener Day.
Want to learn more about AI? You can do so during Widener's AI Week 2026. From March 2nd, 2026 to March 5th, 2026, Widener AI Week is a campus-wide opportunity to share successes, lessons learned, and future opportunities related to artificial intelligence. Attendees will explore practical AI workflows while engaging in meaningful conversations about trust, learning, equity, and academic integrity. The week features a kickoff presentation and dialogue on critical AI literacy, a TEDx-style lightning talk series, a student-led forum on AI in the classroom, an AI ethics poster walk, and peer sharing sessions focused on productivity strategies and practical applications. Registration is open now until Monday, February 23rd, 2026. The event schedule is on Widener's website. Exciting new library updates this month. There's a new Black History Month display on the large corkboard on the first floor of the library. The display is a collaboration between Widener and Amnesty. It is an interactive display where students, faculty, and staff can write what Black History Month means to them. Another display at the library entrance, Know Your Rights, displays physical and digital resources curated to meet the needs of civic-minded individuals in the Widener community. Make sure to stop by and see these displays before they're gone. Thank you for watching this episode of WU TV. For Gage Grace, Jaden Crutchfield, Anthony Fedeli, Lola Geyer, Allison Padula, and all the behind-the-scenes crew, I'm Alexis Hilton. Good night.